Hi, fellow traders. How's everybody doing today? Hope you had a great day trading. It was a pretty good day for us. I'm pretty pleased with the way things turned out. I'm going to share that with you here in a minute. But the quote I want to share with you today is, life isn't about finding yourself. It's about creating yourself. And this translates perfectly over into trading. Trading isn't about finding yourself as a trader. It's about creating yourself as a trader. Trading is something that a lot of it goes against human nature. It goes against a lot of the things that we're taught that's inherent to us. And, so we have to create ourselves. We have to create this world that's perfect for us to trade in. Now, when you learn, you're learning from other people. You're learning their strategies. You're learning how they handle themselves. And you're taking all of that input and you're using it to create an authentic you. And those people who spend all of their trading life trying to recreate somebody or to copy somebody, those are the ones that don't make it. So it's all about learning what other people do, how they manage it, and then taking that and creating your authentic self as a trader. That's what my goal is to every trader that I mentor, is to help them create their own trading self. Because trying to follow somebody and trying to copy trades is a recipe for disaster. You get frustrated. Just like today. Some people were trying to follow me in on a trade on SSR. If you wait too late and you're trying to get in when it's washing, you're not getting in. You've got to get in when you're seeing some upticks, and you'll be able to get filled. But once this thing takes off, you're not going to get in until it's way too late. So if you are your own authentic self, and you're watching, and and you got the feel for when you need to be getting in, then you're going to get in. And, you're going to make the money. So just remember, it's about creating yourself as a trader. You're molding yourself, because everybody has to start from the same place. And where you end up is really going to depend on you. All right, so ROKU. This was a trade this morning. This was on SSR. This one had a really nice, really nice windows of opportunity. It felt weak. It was a gap down from, earnings the day before. So it really fit into the trades I like to take. And there were several that we had on watch that really fit what I wanted. Several that had 52-week lows that they took out. Just great traders. So here, when a stock is on SSR, you have to enter on the ask and catch an uptick. That means the stock has to tick up. Let's say in this case, I got in at 50.41. The price had to have been trading at 50.40 and tick up to 50.41 for me to be able to get filled. If it was at 50.40 and I tried to put it in at 50.38, it will reject it. Before, it wouldn't. It would just automatically fill you on an uptick. Now it doesn't do that. I used to use a market order because I have dyslexia. And part of me creating this perfect trading world for me is understanding my limitations. Knowing that under pressure, I'm going to type in the wrong number. Or and I could be thinking the right number, but by the time it gets to my hands, it's late because my mind is gone. I'm thinking, really fast and my body doesn't keep up with it. So I know using market orders was the best way for me to be successful. And I've been wildly successful with market orders. Okay, the stocks I trade do not have 50-cent spreads to where when I market in, I'm down 50 cents. I just don't trade those. I'm always aware of the spread, where it is, so that I'm not going to get no more than 1 to 3 cent slippage. I'm not going to get it the way I look at things. So SureTrader took that away. Now, it wasn't supposed to, you weren't supposed to be able to market in a stock on SSR in the first place. But it worked. I didn't say anything about it. I used it for a very, very long time. Now, I get in one day and it doesn't work. Here in the last few weeks, it doesn't work anymore. So now you got to do a limit order, or you got to put an order in on the ask. If you try to do it on the bid, it rejects it. Lower than the bid, it rejects it. It needs to be on the ask so that if it ticks up, it can hit you. So the only way I could do this was to create my hotkey. And for the last 2 days, that's what I've been using to get in. And, before, ever since they changed this. I had a growing pain on it. One day I had a 50-cent slippage. But that was my fault because I, left out some mundane detail. But, got that fixed. And that's what's allowing me to get in. Now, this hotkey still doesn't work if it's selling off. If the stock is washing out, it's not going to get you in. So here, even though this candle looks red and it looks real weak and it looks like it was washing, at the point I got in, it was not washing out. It was reacting to, I'm thinking it was a VWAP, but it was reacting to it. I could see buy and sell orders, going through. So I knew I wasn't going to have a chance getting in. Now, those that tried to follow, they tried to get in like a little bit after I got in, the stock was selling off because it almost was like I timed it perfectly. That as soon as I got in, it started washing, like within seconds. But, that was just fortunate. Had I waited another 5 seconds, I probably wouldn't have got filled on this. But what I'm looking for on level 2 in time and sales, I'm looking for green and red ticks. As long as I'm seeing that, I know I can get in. Just hit the ask, and it should fill me. But if you're seeing nothing but red, you're not going to get in. It's just not going to work. So that's how I got in here. Now here's a 5-minute opening range breakdown. I didn't use the low of this first 5-minute candle because the wick is longer than the body. Whenever the wick is longer than the body, I'm going back and I'm using the body. I'm using the close of the first 5 minutes. If the wick was a little bit down here, then I would have waited on the wick. But that's why I got in right where I did. This is my line in the sand. When I get in these, my stop's automatically going to be a close over this 5-minute opening range low, or a close in this matter, or it hits my max loss. One of the two. It's going to hit one first. If it doesn't hit any of it and it comes back down, then we're still in play. So here I got a little bit quick. I think it dipped down here and then it bounced back up and it kind of freaked me out. So I took it off. I didn't wait for it to dip again. So I got it here around 49.50. And, it should have been 49.35, but, like I said, I got a little jumpy. And here was 49. That was the next one. That's when I started going, a $0.50 or the whole dollar mark. And then my next one was going to be down here around 47, around 65ish. I was looking for the rest of the washout. But when it didn't, and it started to show me some momentum to the upside, I went ahead and took it off. There was no way I could tell that this wasn't going to continue to go. And for me, I wanted to lock in profit. And even if it did make the move down here, I caught the meat of the move. You know, I didn't worry about this. I got the meat of it. And I'm not going to worry about that. That's our job. Our job is to get the meat of the move. If we're fortunate in top ticket and bottom ticket, then hey, that's great. But we shouldn't go in a trade looking to top tick and bottom tick stocks. When you do that, you're letting greed creep in. And oftentimes it doesn't end well. And here, here I'm trading at the doctor's office like a nut. I don't know why I do it. Probably because I just want to show out for the doctor and nurses like I'm, really important. Probably subconsciously that's what I'm doing. But because I did this, this was a little trade. The doctor came in. I had to shut it off. And then, here's another one when I'm sitting there waiting and ended up getting stopped out. But because of this kind of gave me a sour note on this stock, and I missed this nice move here late in the day. This was a perfect all-day hold stop. Perfect. I just got a little jumpy, and I know why. Had I stayed home and I not had to go out, I probably wouldn't have done this. But it is what it is. So what did we get on this? Around 249.45. Not bad. Not bad. Could have doubled this trade today had I traded it right. Or taken advantage of all the opportunities. All right, so you guys want my top secret hotkey to get you in SSR trades? If you do, send me $500 and I'll give it to you. And I guarantee you'll make that $500 back within the first week. I'm just kidding. Here it is right here. I wouldn't do that to you guys. Very simple. It's as simple as it gets. All I did was take one that was already there and, modify it. And why reinvent the wheel when it's already a perfect circle? So, didn't do it. All I did was modify this so that when I hit the button, when I hit F8, it puts my order on the ask price and waiting for a tick. And most of the time when you're in a volatile stock, that tick's going to come almost instantaneously because it's ticking back and forth. You watching level 2. You want to make sure you pay attention to level 2 and time and sales so that you're seeing, really time and sales, because you want to see red and green ticks. If you're seeing all red, then you probably won't get in. But if you're seeing red and green ticks, you got a good chance of getting in. That's what I was seeing here. And then maybe 5 seconds after I got in, it was a sea of red. And then that was it. Once you start seeing a sea of red, I don't care what kind of key you got, you're not getting in. All right, so that was ROKU. Next stock was ATVI. This was the earnings play. Now, I got in this a little bit early. And, all you guys that are hanging out with me that are in chat late in the day, you know how I trade earnings. You know what I'm looking for. You know how I prepare for it. If not, there are 2 classes at the end of the day trading course on the members video section on the website that talks about my earnings plays, what I'm looking for, how I trade it. And then all you need, that'll give you the fundamentals so that when you're there in the afternoon, you're understanding exactly what I'm doing. I'm not guessing at this. I'm making a educated, I'm not so much an educated guess. I'm building a case. And I think it was Canal that came up with this analogy. It's like a lawyer putting together pieces of evidence so that you can prove your case. So I'm putting together these pieces of evidence that's going to tell me, is this going to sell off or is this going to bounce? What's it more likely to do? And there's a lot of different things I look at. You know, I talk about that in the course, and I tell you every evening, you know, while we're looking at this, these are the things that I looked at that convinced me that this was going to be a short. And so, you know, I said this was going to be a short. Here's where I had to cover it at 330 so that I could be within 2 to 1. My expectation was I got in with 200 shares. I expected it to test this low here, the lower day. This is the washout at the open. I expected it to test this. It didn't. And it just kind of farted around all this time. And when we couldn't get there and we put this candle in and we couldn't make another lower low, that spooked me a little bit. So instead of taking 100 shares off here at 330 like I wanted to, I ended up taking 150 off and just leaving 50 shares on. Because if this thing went south on me, it wasn't going to burn me with 50 shares. So you can see it did try to pop up a little bit. And then once earnings were announced, we had the big sell-off. Hit my first target at 60. Second target and final target was the 52-week low, which is this right here. So we came down, took out 60, hit 52-week low. We did dip below it a little bit, but I wasn't being greedy. 52-week low is what I wanted, and that's what I got. And so you see on ATVI, $248, almost $250. Now, yeah, this is before commissions, but you can see today, minus commissions, $438.91. Not a bad haul. And look how many shares I'm trading, guys. 200 shares on ROKU. Okay, 200 shares on ATVI. Small size. Low risk. You're not stressed out trading these things. You know, this is what I teach. And this is what when you're brand new and you're learning how to trade, these are the things you need to be doing so that you have time to develop your skill and develop, you know, your comfort level and be able to create yourself. You know, develop yourself as a trader. But when you're doing these fast moving things and it's driving you insane, it's going to be hard for you to grow. So this was a really nice day in the small account. You know, we lost a little over $100 yesterday. We made that back and then some. So we're going to have a killer week. This is going to be the best week that we've had in the small account since I started back at $1,000. So this is going to be pretty special. All right, so next, here's PRGO, and here's, you know, I was playing with it, and honestly, I just created the hotkey because I wanted to see if it was going to work in Speed Trader, and that's where that PRGO came in. So I did it, and I was like, hell, it's working, so I just leave it on, you know. And so that's kind of what I did. I took it off when I got ready to leave the doctor's office, you know, which is right here. And then I was like, man, what did you do that for? And then I got back in it because I wanted to just hold it. But here's where I was messing with the key, and you can see I got filled here for 100 shares, and then it filled another 100 because I only got 100 shares on an uptick here at 11:54.57, and then at 11:55.06, that's when it ticked up again. This is what happens when you don't have the volatility that you normally have at the open. This is exactly what happens. So, it works. But you're gonna have to catch that uptick. And when you don't have a lot of volatility and the stock's not moving up and down much, then you're gonna get stuff like this. But, that's not bad. So, all in all, I really cut myself short on this. I was on the road, was getting ready to come back home after picking my son up, and just having that one little laptop. And I'm trying to watch 3 different things. I got TVIX, I've got ATVI on my phone, and it was just too much. So I'm like, look, this thing hasn't moved in like 30 minutes. So I just took it off. I lie to you not. Within 5 seconds of me taking this off, this damn thing dropped to 63.35. Within 5 seconds of me taking this off. And I'm like, and then look what it did going into the close. It dropped through 63. So I gave back a lot of profit on this. But, I do have to understand, I'm not at my computer. I'm sitting in my car, waiting to pick my son up, sitting in the carpool line. And I am limited to what I can do. But it was a green trade. Everything worked out. I got the key dialed in Speed Trader, so I'm good to go now with it. So TVIX, this was a real nice one. Now here's my theory on this. The SPY, I felt, was gonna pull back, just like it did here. We made this gap up and run. I felt we were gonna pull back. We should have a nice day. That we would have a nice day here. But it kind of fooled me a little bit. It did make that move up a little bit. And then we had the sell off. Where is it? I need to be looking at the SPY here. Here we go. We had the push up, and then we had the big sell off. This is where I thought we were going to get stuffed. Now, it pulled all the way back through, and I waited to get in around here. And damn if it didn't bounce off the 200 and had that grind back up. My line in the sand on this was the high from the day before. I did not think we were going to break that high. So, this is, where my goal was right here. Well, my line in the sand. So, all right, here we go. This is where I got in, but you can see we did sell off a little bit more, but then we made that run up. This sold off, but SPY went up, so I just kind of held through that. This wasn't a bad hold. I mean, it never really got out of hand, and had to grind up. Got my first sell here, first piece off here, and second piece really nice up here, and I was done. Then I'm going to get back in. Oh, here's it. The second piece. I sold the rest here, and then I'm going to get back in here. I'm sitting here saying, no, this thing's going to bounce. And I'm still holding this position. I'm going to get out of it here in about 10 minutes. because I'm not holding it overnight, but still in it. Was looking for the SPY to sell off going into, aftermarket around 5 or 6, but it's just kind of hold and serve a little bit, so I'm probably going to end up taking it off. I don't want to hold that overnight for sure, unless I get unlucky. But I don't know. I may convince myself. Who knows? But that was it today. Not a bad haul today in the big account. Should have been a lot more than this, but 915.06, I'll take it. I will take it and put it in the bank. All right, guys. So that was our day. Hey, I'm continuing to look for more days like this. Tomorrow's Friday, so we'll see what we get out of that. No earnings tomorrow after market, so whatever we do is going to have to be in the morning. So we'll see what the day is going to bring. So you guys, if you missed the first trade, make sure you check out the live video from this morning. I did stream live this morning, and you'll see the ROKU trade live. The first ROKU trade was all done live. You'll get to see how I went through the process I use every morning to build my watch list, how I vet the stocks, what I'm looking for, and got to see me execute the trade. So everything is in that video. So just check it out, if you want to see that trade live. So you guys take care. Have a great night, a great evening, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.